we are looking at the 1995 to 1996 Man of Steel Superman toy line. I'm going to show you all my already opened figures here in this video. We'll open up all the other stuff you see here in later videos, so stay tuned till the end. We will open this little mystery box in this video though, so be ready for that one. Some people might already know what's in here. If you would have gave me this as a kid, I would have been super excited. So first I do have to explain just the time period of all this. Around 1992, we had the very famous comic book where Superman is dead. He is killed by Doomsday. Not really a long-term plan. It was just kind of they had to do something big with the comic. They had been leading up wanting to do the Superman and Lois Lane wedding. And they got told no, because there was going to be the Lois and Clark TV show that was going to lead to that event. They brainstormed and real quick came up with the idea they were just going to kill Superman just for something drastically different and crazy. So that's 1992. It took a while to get this toy line going off of it. It was a huge deal. It was in the news all over, and tons of people bought that comic book. Even non-comic readers were buying that just because Superman's such a household name and character that everybody knew. They wanted to know how he died. So there was people reading that comic book, never even read comics before. And there was no planning leading up to this, so it took a few years, up to 95, to start this toy line that's heavily based off of the comic books and specifically of that time in the comics. I will get to opening these I never had as a kid here in the next video, so stay tuned here. Well, never got to have any of the bigger things like the vehicles or the big Kryptonian suit. But what I did have are all these as a kid growing up. So I'm going to do the run through of that toy line here. First up is just the kind of natural, normal Superman figure. It's called Power Flight Superman because he kind of spring-loaded and kind of whipped the head up, kind of in this flying position there. You can see this is pretty worn. I played with it a lot as a kid. Paint chips and kind of wear and tear. It came with this kind of chain kind of thing that you could kind of cuff to him, the wrist, or you could kind of cuff it to be a bad guy or something. Maybe it's just kind of him twisting the steel, you know, Man of Steel. He's able to bend the steel with his super strength. Always kind of a weird one, but especially with the Superman logo right on it. Strange accessory there, but it's just kind of a plasticky, bendy thing that he can use his strength on. All the capes are kind of like this, that they're pegged. They kind of did fall off a lot, just playing with them and things. They weren't the best, but they did kind of stay on a little bit. But at least they are removable, and it wasn't kind of the glued on where, you know, as a kid you'd end up ripping off the cape or something and then it's lost or gone forever. And it's not a cloth piece, it's kind of a plastic, so it didn't get ripped or anything like that. A couple paint chips and things just from banging around playing with everything, but a little weird on the articulation, you know, just the legs up and down, and the neck is kind of locked into that spring-loaded feature, so he wasn't the best to play with just because he was kind of out of control there, but and then the one arm is bent permanently. But it was your standard Superman, and with the long hair that he had after his return. My other conspiracy theory with this toy line is that not long after the toy line launched, then they were kind of planning that Superman movie, Superman Lives, with Nicolas Cage as Superman, never got made. But I feel like they probably would have repurposed some of the stuff in this toy line. I don't know, does this kind of look like Nicolas Cage a little bit? Scary to think. They did that with some of the Batman toy lines there that, you know, had the toys, a movie came out, they'd kind of rework, recolor things and just be like, hey, it's the movie Batman stuff. So kind of my little theory, but we got Superman. There's a few Supermans I didn't get as a kid, just with different costumes. Solar Suit Superman, he just kind of had a weird space suit. Street Guardian Superman, kind of cool in his trench coat, had like a chain whip and stuff. There was supposed to be a Superboy Street Guardian figure in this line that never got made. There's a couple mysteries we'll uncover as we go through this toy line of made and not made things. An Ultra Shield Superman, looks like he has some more armor and stuff. Again, this is the storyline he died, so he kind of had to recover his powers. That's why we'll get to Laser Superman. The famous black suit he came back in after his long absence, and he came back with his big old laser gun. Another cool thing about this toy line is that there was a video game then also. Death and Return of Superman kind of goes through those comics. You get to kind of play as the different Superman and things from the comic book. I always loved this one just because the black suit Superman was a little better figure just because it didn't have that spring loaded, but he did kind of have a weird pose because he's got arms for holding that big old laser gun, which is pretty awesome. It is spring-loaded with a trigger in the back. Pretty strong too. And instead of just one missile, it actually has an extra missile. It just has a storage spot here in the top, and the bottom is the spring-loaded one, so I managed not to lose them impressively. It has quite a lot of force in there. It's still strong. So I really love this gun. And I like the idea that you could kind of do, you know, Superman lost some of his powers. He's recovering, and he's in this suit, kind of doing his recharge, and he has to use this huge gun just to deal with some of the villains that would still show up, and you have to be like, well, you know what? Super this, players. Superman with this big laser gun is just a cool idea to me. And that black suit, especially. Same kind of head and all that, but again, these are just 5 point of articulation, you know, head moving. Simple, but played with it all the time. And of course, who killed Superman? None other than Doomsday. Came in a 2-pack. I don't know why mine really had some discoloration. He should just be gray, like his arms on his chest, and it really decolored. It's always been in a temperature-controlled home and everything. The back doesn't have it. It's just the front end, so I'm not sure if it got left somewhere somehow. Just a lot of warping there. It wasn't like that when I was always play with him. But legs, no articulation at all. Just the waist and the legs are stuck in position to stand, at least. He is balanced enough, but the arms just go up and down. And he was in a 2-pack. Man, just great detail on him too. He came in a 2-pack. Couldn't just get single release Doomsday. Doomsday came in a 2-pack with this Superman that they called Hunter-Prey Superman, but it also was called the last son of Krypton, kind of on the packaging. A little bit like the Eradicator from the story. That's what I always used it as when I was playing. I pretended this was the Eradicator just because it kind of has this hood thing and just kind of a different Superman, but still had the cape, again, removable. Had a little bit of this armor and things, and they had this head wrap. Very comic book style head wrap around, you know. Gambit and various other comic characters had this weird head wrap thing. I don't know why. So it's kind of unclear what exactly this was supposed to be, you know. Like, who designed this? Because it's not exactly a character from the comics, or it's not exactly a costume Superman really wore. It's just some kind of design there. Interesting. No features or anything. He's just Hunter-Prey Super that came with Doomsday. Interesting one. Kind of used it as a different character a lot as a kid. So that was a 2-pack with Doomsday and Hunter-Prey Superman killed. So then there's actually some characters that aren't just Superman in a different suit. We got Steel. John Henry Irons building his own, you know, sort of Iron Man style suit. Built it himself out of steel. You can kind of see the rivets, kind of giving that idea. And then his gauntlet was supposed to shoot rivets and all this. He could fly. He had kind of booster boots and everything. Used the hammer. Because he didn't have any superpowers, it was just all the suit, you know, it was very protective, and he donned the kind of cape of Superman, because Superman was gone, he died, and he wanted to kind of help protect Metropolis, so he built his suit, and had the means to do so, and kind of a big character at the time. Of course, they did actually make a Steel movie. Man, if they had just waited, done that Superman movie, and then kind of built the Steel off it, would have been the first little kind of spin-off with all the other superheroes and things. But they did the Steel movie. It was kind of like Superman wasn't really in that one. I think he just was inspired by a comic book of Superman maybe in the movie. I don't know. I watched it while doing other things at one point just to say I had seen it at one point. So the figure, the hammer comes out, and he's kind of got this joint here with the elbow, and then he's supposed to do something about he can swing and hit with the hammer, but something seems a little odd there. Oh, you squeeze the leg and he can swing the hammer at the bad guy there. It's one of these. And he has the removable cape with the pegs. You can tell it's his cape because it's got that spine kind of thing there, that he's got his machinery suit. Interesting designs there. That was a cool one, just kind of a new Superman character, like a, you know, not just the Justice League, the usual guys. It's just an actual character they made for the comic, just new even from that Death of Superman storyline. Cool one to play with in the video game as well. Just be Steel. Love this one. Love to have a new character like that. It's pretty awesome. It was a deluxe Steel figure that was all shiny and cool, but never got to get that one. Who knows? We might get that. But yeah, Steel, pretty awesome, dude. And the reign of the Superman continues. Don't call me Superboy, I'm the Metropolis Kid. Because that's a cooler name. It's Metropolis Kid. No, the Metropolis Kid. Metropolis Kid. No. Got his earrings there. Oh, 90s dude there. Nice jacket, bro. He's basically Superboy. The box even calls him Superboy on the back of the cards and the packaging. Sorry, you're Superboy. Aw. Had these open hands. Probably for that motorcycle. We'll open here. Sweet. Never got to have that growing up. He came with these weird gauntlet things. I don't have the other one. I seem to have lost it, but I have this one. I never understood what exactly they were supposed to do. He has this peg here. It goes on, but okay, there's like a turning thing. Oh, okay. And I was too stupid as a kid to figure out what this was supposed to do, but I assume you just turn it or something. Oh, well, but how do you turn it and let go enough that it would shoot out? Anyway, this is a useless accessory, and it's dumb. But I was always happy to have Superboy, because again, playing the video game on Sega Genesis and everything, and playing as all the Reign of the Superman characters. Just fun times there. Again, just but a 5 points of articulation figure, but had the character to play with, so it was pretty awesome. So there was 2 deluxe figures. One was that steel I said with the shininess. This one has some of that vac metallized shiny as well. This is Ultra Heat Vision Superman. So the idea has this laser pack, and there was a tube or wire that went up to his goggles here, you know, where he'd get the heat vision from, powered this laser thing, but you can see that's broken off. So it kind of makes this make no sense the way this works, but I did replace the batteries just so I could show you that it does have a light. You just have to raise it up. Shooting laser. It just goes back down to turn off. That's the only way to do it. I bought the special tiny batteries that go in here just so you could see the tiny little light bulb turn on. So just take a moment to appreciate what I've done for you. Yeah, listen to that real nice sound. I did like this figure anyway. Just comes off there if you don't want him to have the giant laser pack of doom, and the figure looks pretty cool anyway because it does have that vac metal silver and blue on him, and since the straight arm was for the laser, he still kind of has like a cool flight pose as well as Superman. So this one has this visor on it for the gimmick of the heat vision and stuff. So I did kind of pretend the Hunter Prey was the Eradicator from the comics and things. But you could do so with this one also if you wanted. But since I already had the other one, and this kind of has some shiny metal and silvery parts, and there was no cyborg Superman figure in the toy line, which is a huge missed opportunity. It's a huge character from that storyline. You didn't do a cyborg Superman. A Superman figure with like Terminator parts and stuff? You don't think that would have flew off the shelves? Why did they not make cyborg Superman? Really makes no sense. But this was the closest thing I had, so I always pretended this figure was the cyborg Superman. Is the closest thing to kind of go with it, so I could kind of have the 4 group of the Reign of the Superman. Steel, Superboy, Eradicator, and Cyborg Superman. Closest thing. Can't believe they didn't do Cyborg Superman. Gosh, that would have been an awesome figure. But this is the closest thing, and this is a deluxe because it had a light up and sound. I think the deluxe steel had just had sound, but he did have the vac metallized kind of silvery look. Not a lot of chips there, so I must have took care of this one because I kind of liked Ultra Heat Vision Super Deluxe figure of the line. So there was also a little promotion on some of the toys here. You can see this little packet on this one for an exclusive Batman and Superman figure. You just need 4 proofs of purchase and $1 for postage and handling. What? So I was able to convince my parents because I definitely had more than enough proofs of purchase with all of these to get the 4. So I did get the exclusive mail-away Batman and Superman. And this is them. Now these two did have a normal package release. They're Cyberlink Superman and Batman. Cyberlink Batman. But these mail-away ones are the ones with the clear plastic. The capes are clear, and a lot of their parts and their body and legs are clear. Kind of an extra cool look. Not sure what this wacky wrist strap is here, but again, all the cool clear plastic parts are really awesome. Removable cape, although this one has much smaller pegs, so it fell off much easier. But no spring-loaded arms and stuff, so it's a little more of a traditional Superman figure for me to be playing with. Same head as all the other Supermans. I always thought it was weird they had a hand that was like for holding some kind of accessory, but they didn't come with any accessory. Pretty strange one there. I believe Batman is the same way with the other side. He has a hole in his hand, but he never came with any accessory. He has a lot of the same clear plastic, but with the blue. His hands are clear, which is really weird. Your hands are see-through, bro. How'd you do that? Interesting, like, chest piece and everything. His cape stays on a little better because it's pegs, but also has this front part around the neck. It did stay on a lot better if you wanted to keep Batman with his cape. But yeah, Batman, Superman combo, you know. Again, there was versions of it in the stores, just with different colorings and things, but I think it was always called Cyberlink for whatever mysterious reason. But yeah, throwing Batman into this toy line like this, just kind of a reminder, hey kids, all those Batman toys you have, now you can get Superman toys. And so I did, in mass. But these are the special mail-away versions. There wasn't even any packaging. It didn't come in like the normal packaging. They just came in baggies when they came. It was like the weirdest thing to me back then. I was like, what? There's no action figure package? What the? So these were special because I waited probably an incredible long time to get these from the mail-away thing. Or maybe it was like a week because I was a kid and I was just waiting, so it felt worse and longer. Cool little pair of figs there. So those are all the ones I had as a kid, actual ones I played with. And I just liked this toy line so much, I wanted to kind of complete it, so I did get some of these other things, and I have this mystery box here. It's an unreleased figure. There was no store release of this figure. Here you can see 1998. This line was only 95 to 96, so this was released way after here. Pawtucket, Rhode Island, where I assume is Kenner. But anyway, this was a comic book convention exclusive at one point. So we can add them to my collection. Again, if I would have been a kid and you would have been like, here you go, here's for your Superman collection, I would have been like, oh, because it's the real last son of Krypton, the Eradicator. They actually released him. And there's actually pictures of him in the packaging of later releases, like the deluxe figures. Show this was going to be a release. It was called the Kryptonian. And he was supposed to have some kind of accessory, but this one does not have any accessory with it. It's just the figure. It has clear hands with the kind of heat. The Eradicator always kind of had like shooting this energy and stuff, so that's a cool detail there. He has a crazy looking face and haircut with the visor or the shades, and he's just like raw. I think the teeth are probably supposed to be painted, but maybe they just didn't go too far with this version here. We got the cape comes off here. And it's kind of closed like that Batman one, so this would really stay on pretty nicely. Very much like the real one, straight out of the comics and the video game with this style cape. And he even had, this is usually covered by the cape, but he had this clear center too. You could shine light through. So I'd say a lot of this is actually that clear orange plastic with just paint job underneath. Oh, actually, if you look real close with the face, you can kind of see some lines like he is some of his robotics and things. He's kind of a cyborg in his own right. Man, that's a cool one. Again, I would love to have this, but it's just like a comic convention exclusive of some kind. Once I figured out this was a real fig you could get, I was like, man, I'd love to add this to my collection. That's what kind of triggered me to get some of the other things to finish out the collection, because I just love this toy line. I always loved playing Superman. I always had all the Batman stuff before. Played with that a ton, and then this came out, and I was like, man, I want to switch to Superman for something different. Then you had all that Batman stuff that just would go along with this anyway, so you kind of have the team-ups and mix-ups of all their villains and heroes also. Destroy. Wow, really nice though. Just kind of missing some details, but it has a lot of secret details on top of that. It's just an amazing bonus for all this lineup. What an awesome one to add. So stay tuned after this video. We'll open up some other figures that I never got to have as a kid. Check out all the original packaging and stuff that went with all these as well. So hopefully you'll click the next video and we can continue our look at this awesome Man of Steel toy line from 95 and 96. I'll see you in the next video.